Hey guys, welcome to Punky's Pro Wrestling. I just did a long video over on Punky's World. This is going to be a wrestling news video. This is going to be fun. You know, it's not going to be... A lot of them are sad because there's updates on health and things like that. This one's going to be a little more lighthearted except for the first one. AEW superstars have brought back the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge in honor of former AEW superstar Rebel, as she battles the deadly neurodegenerative disease. Someone created, and I will link it in the description, a Full House intro using WWE wrestlers. It is cute and actually in some ways hysterically funny. And they did a great job using AI to do it. I highly recommend it. Like I said, I will link it in the description. WWE has signed a multi-year contract with SiriusXM Radio to start a new WWE channel. Wrestling is very visual, and I was wondering, what are they going to do with a satellite radio channel? Well, the more I thought about it, I realized that they have a bunch of WWE the albums or WWF the albums with songs on them, as well as albums loaded with theme songs. They have the songs on the album. They have I think they have two of those. Then they have the theme song albums. So maybe that's what they're going to play on there. It's definitely a possibility. AJ Styles, got a couple things about AJ, has a new podcast called Phenomenally Retro. I can't wait to listen to it. Or maybe watch it on YouTube. That would be awesome. And I'll be bringing you news from it. Maybe you'll have Christopher Daniels on there or Frankie Kazarian. That would be awesome. I mean, as long as it's not through WWE, you could do that. AJ was also recently on Chris Van Vliet, CVV, talking about his son's debut and training him. Now, a couple of times he said to his son, do you want someone else to train you? Or do you want to get someone else? You know, because he has a specific way of training him, what he wants him to learn, what he wants him to understand. He knows what WWE is looking for. And he knows his son isn't ready, which I'm sure he knows. And I talked to you in the last news video about Avery's debut and how, no pun intended, phenomenal it was. And Chris Van Vliet said the same thing. And AJ said, no, he's definitely good. But you want to be Avery, I am AJ. Be yourself. But it's the typical father-son butting heads. Will you listen to me? You know, that a father and his 19-year-old son are going to have, you know. No big deal. And so I've heard rumblings that Carl Anderson's son is going to be wrestling and that they might put the two together. I don't know. That was just something I heard. Then someone else said, yeah, put them up against the Good Brothers, Anderson and Gallows. Get them destroyed? I don't think they're ready for that. Although Anderson and Gallows are very professional and they're very good. It would be a good learning opportunity. for the boys if that happened, you know? So, but yeah, AJ is very proud of Avery. He knows that Avery needs more before he ever makes a tryout with WWE or NXT or anything like that. So, Sheamus is out of the WWE. Will he go to AEW? We don't know. We honestly don't know. And Darby Allin recently married his fiancée named Sarah. They even had wrestling matches during the thing. It was a whole thing. Yeah, you got to see clips of it online and stuff. So it was pretty cool. I wouldn't really want that at my wedding, but to each their own. So, this week coming on Tuesday, we have Big Boss Man Ray trailer on Dark Side of the Ring. This is going to be good. I saw the preview. Apparently, he used painkillers, and that may have contributed to the heart attack that ultimately killed him. I was right. Jim Cornette is in it. Can you tell I'm a big fan of Jim Cornette? I've actually talked to Jim Cornette. He's a very nice man. And that doggone Southern drawl, I could talk to him all day. And he could have talked to me all day. Trust me on that. It was lovely. And I'll never forget it. So, anyway, thank you so much for helping to slowly grow this channel. Again, you will see my review of Dark Side of the Ring probably Thursday. 'Cause Tuesday I have an appointment. And I'm going to need to decompress Wednesday, depending on what that appointment, what I'm told at that appointment. Because I have an appointment with a neurosurgeon about my neck issues. I have some degeneration. I have stenosis in my neck. I also have stenosis on the right side where the nerves come out of the spinal cord, out the little holes. Those little holes are have stenosis, and they have like bone spurs, and, you know, in them, called osteophytes, and or osteocytes. Osteophytes. Oh my God. Sites. S-Y, not F-Y. Anyway, in them and stuff like that. And I have a disc between C3 and C4, or C4 and C5, something like that, that the outside hard coating has cracked and the inside goo has come out backwards into my spinal cord, so it's pushing on it. There is still signal from my spinal cord, but they don't want that to change. I'm not allowed to lift or anything until I see him and he tells me what my limitations actually are, and he tells me whether I need surgery or not, which would not be fun. I know one thing, I'm not doing it until my summer is done, because I got too much going on. I'm going out this weekend. I'm going away next weekend. Going out the following weekend. and then again in September. So yeah, no. After September 4th, dear doctor, if I need surgery. After September 4th. Because I'm not getting on a boat in the ocean. No, I'm not going on a cruise. With major neck surgery. Yeah, no. It will be after September 4th. I've already decided that. So, but I will keep you updated. And of course, to be updated on all things medical, go over to Punky's World. This channel is called Punky's Pro Wrestling because that was my father's nickname for me, Punky, which is why my other channel is Punky's World. My father was the person that got me into wrestling, so it makes sense that it would be Punky's Pro Wrestling. Punky's World was just because it's my vlog channel, it's my world, it's everything, and I didn't like the idea of Gigi's World, and my mother called me Gigi. She didn't call me that all the time, though. But it was a very loving thing that she called me, and so yeah. I just didn't think it had the same ring to it as Punky's World. So. And it had to be Punky's Pro Wrestling. Because A, it was a continuation of Punky's World, but B, my father is the one that introduced me to wrestling. Without my father, there wouldn't be a Punky's Pro Wrestling, you know? So it wouldn't be a Punky. And there wouldn't be a Punky that loved wrestling, you know what I mean? That's what I mean by there would be a Punky's Pro Wrestling. So, I will tell you that I'm not really watching much wrestling, mostly older stuff, so that's probably where my reviews will lie in the future, just to let you know. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you next week. Like I said, Wednesday or Thursday, depending on how my appointment goes. Please consider subscribing and hyping if we have a hype button on this channel. I don't know if you need a certain number of subscribers for that. So, bye guys. God bless you.